Hello, welcome patched. I'm your host, Paul James, Dan, joined by Matto Phillips. How's things, mate?
Healthy,
Healthy.
healthier than some.
Healthier than me in my household. We've had the flu going through it all week. It's been a great week. Didn't even get to play many games. Sucked dick. That was awful. Anyway, things have been awful in a whole bunch of different spaces this week. Namely, keeping things gaming related because there's plenty of big topical things that we could have a lot of fun with, and we won't. Game Pass. The price has gone up, and look, I don't know about you, but I guess we always knew this was going to happen at some point. You can't buy Activision and add Call of Duty into the Game Pass machine without there being a price rise of some point, because the money's going to come from somewhere to afford the games in the first place, to justify there's a whole bunch of different reasons anyway. But the price has gone up. It gives people a lot to kind of go through. There's been a lot of chatter about it this week. Before we really get into the dirty numbers of the whole thing, what was your thought when we found out that Game Pass prices were going to be going up pretty soon? I think next couple of months, I believe, is kind of the.
I thought it was October. If you're an
Yeah.
existing customer, I'm pretty sure it was October.
Yeah.
New people, yeah, but to me, I don't really care because let's be honest, every subscription service has been going up.
Yeah.
Everything. Like you look at Amazon Prime, they're like, oh hey, we're having ads now, but hey, pay an extra $2 a month, no ads. I'm like, nah. I'll deal with the ads for now until I get incredibly annoyed. Same with Netflix, same with Disney Plus, same with everything. Let's be honest, it's not why people should be angry at just Microsoft for saying,
Yeah.
hey, screw you for putting up your prices. I mean, Nintendo does it with their online service when something new comes through.
Well, they add
They
a
did
whole other
when
tier sometimes.
Yeah, when they brought a new tier like the Nintendo 64 online games, they said we're gonna put the prices up. I was like, cool. You know why? Still cheap. So I
It's
don't really
crazy
care.
cheap, that. Yeah.
It's ridiculous cheap. So I've got no complaints. And this here, it was bound to happen. It was just a matter of when, and when it's either October or next month.
Yeah, sometime pretty soon anyway. So, yeah, and as you say, like we've been seeing this a lot. Netflix is putting their prices up. Disney Plus puts their prices up. PlayStation Plus put their prices up late last year, specifically for 12-month subscribers in that case, because the 12-month deal was really good in relation to buying it monthly or even 3 monthly. So they've just kind of tightened that gap a little bit. It's still a better deal to buy it in 12 months blocks, but like it caught me off guard. Like I saw, and I'll move on from PlayStation again in a sec, but I did see, during the State of Play sales back in June around Summer Games Fest and all that, like, oh yeah, discount on PlayStation Plus. I'm like, yeah, I should do that.
Yeah, same.
Didn't do that, but I did
Yeah.
that last year, so I got it for cheap. And then this year, like a day or two after the sale was up, my phone pings. It's PlayStation charging me $196 for PlayStation Plus for the year
Oh,
because I get premium.
hurts.
Sorry, deluxe.
I dropped down from that, and I got a little sale thing, and it said, "Hey, you can upgrade for the rest of the year for $26." I thought, tempting, and then I forgot and carried on with my day because I thought, your classic games of PS4, no thanks. I just hate that. I just hate that category of going, oh, our classic games are PS4 and back, and it really annoys me because they're not. I don't deem them as classics yet, and it really pisses me off.
I mean, they're doing a pretty good job with some classics at the moment. Like, there's plenty of PS2 games that are starting to crop up now. PS1 games have been there for a while. Like, they're getting there. They're getting there. They're doing a pretty good job, I think. But we'll have some points of comparison that shortly. But yeah, I think back to the Xbox side of it. Yeah, I mean, you're right. It was only a matter of time before it happened. And again, when you go and add Activision in, when you go and add Bethesda in, and all the different stuff that's been going on, let alone the third-party deals and those sorts of things they do as well, the money's got to come from somewhere. And even Microsoft can't keep eating the price forever. That's it. It's triggered people this week. PlayStation fans are obviously having a great time with it. But then there's Xbox fans that are going, "No, I can't do this. It's too much." I cut the cord on Game Pass 2 months ago, thereabouts. But that was mostly because I realized, well, hang on, I'm paying for this service, but then because of the number of free games I get for review codes, my preferred place to play is of course PlayStation, but I'll get codes for games when they come out. Hellblade 2, for example, got the review code for it. I'm hoping the same will occur for like Avowed and Indie and those, when those sort of opportunities come up through the coverage that we do for Player Two. Okay, well, hang on. Okay, these are the games that I would utilize my Game Pass subscription for, but I'm not because I own the game through a code. I probably don't need this, and so I've actually sorry. I knew I didn't need this. I'd just been a lazy shit and hadn't cut the cord. I don't know, 18 months sooner. So I finally did it, but certainly I'm kind of like an exception, I guess, in these sort of scenarios. The prices have gone up. We've got different tiers that are being introduced. It's gone from 3 different tiers to about 4 different tiers now. The level of access you're getting to the different games changed, and I think that's one of the sticking points for a lot of people who are already with Game Pass or kind of Xbox people. There's been some changes there that's probably going to upset people a little bit. I should probably go through those now actually to kind of get the ball rolling. So the Game Pass Core thing, which was essentially what Xbox Live became when they realized that okay, let's kill off Xbox Live Gold and just kind of rebrand it, get everything under the Game Pass moniker. That still exists. Its price is going up. It's going from, in terms of Aussie dollars, and again, the frustrating thing here is that some prices are listed monthly, some things are listed annually, but that's going up from $79.95 to $89.95 per year, and that basically gets you online multiplayer. It gets you a limited catalog of 25 plus games on the console, and access to deals and discounts when when Xbox applies them. If there's a 10% saving on a game, great, you get it. That's exclusive to Game Pass subscribers. Great, you get access to that. But that's it, and that's fine. I think most people kind of knew what they were getting for that tier anyway, so not necessarily a big deal. Again, it was basically the old Xbox Live Gold. Any thoughts on that tier and what's happened with that one?
I don't care about it. It's probably like, to me, it's just rubbish. I just like, yeah, move on. It's
Pretty much.
pretty much for people who don't want to spend big amounts of money. But does that one actually have the cloud? Or no?
No cloud.
See, that's even worse, to be honest. That's really bad.
In fact, there's only one tier where you get cloud gaming for Xbox, and we'll get to that shortly. But so that takes us to what is being now branded as Xbox Game Pass Standard. It's an interesting tier that. Sorry, I'm bringing up some graphics to make sure. So it has all the things obviously that Core does. Online multiplayer, the limited catalog, member deals and discounts. It does have the broader console Game Pass catalog, but there's no day. So the thing that's kind of going to hurt people a little bit here is that there's no day one releases. Now they've been very broad with that definition. Like I don't know if that is, you will just never, like, I don't care if it's indie, we don't care if it's a third party thing, or are they just talking about their own games? So Indiana Jones or Avowed or something like that, Elder Scrolls 6 somewhere in the future, Doom, what is it called again?
Dark Age or something.
The Dark Ages, yeah. Those sorts of games. Call of Duty. Is it just those, or is it going to extend to random indie that they've partnered up with? Hollow Knight, as an example, that's been promised for Game Pass. Suddenly at that tier, do you not get access? Like, they haven't been really clear about that. It's been a very encompassing sort of message. So my gut says no. If it's a day one game, no, sorry mate, you might have to wait 6 months or whatever it is.
Yeah, it is a bit weird because it's not really specified. Is it their first party games or is it other games that are not first party? Because it is a bit confusing going, if it's the first party games for, Microsoft Studios, Xbox Studios, all that, fair enough, because that's what Sony does. Sony does that. If you look at it now, God of War Ragnarok, it's almost been 2 years since it's been released. I'm pretty sure, you can correct me if I'm wrong on this,
Yeah.
I don't think it's in the catalog yet.
God of War Ragnarok is not. No, this is very much your PlayStation Plus extra tier, essentially. That's what they've kind of introduced here.
Oh right.
So it's going for $15 a month now. That converts to I'll just say at 1.5 because that's roughly what the dollar is. Oh, it works out to be about $22 per month, give or take. $22, $23 per month. If it's just a direct conversion. So $15 by 1.5. Yeah, 22.5. Should know that. I'm a maths teacher. But yeah, it works out to be about $23 a month, Aussie dollars. Um, that is
Ouch.
strange considering we've got prices detailed for Game Pass Ultimate. So I suspect it won't be. Probably won't be. It might be 19.95. I could see it being some sort of little cut a little bit. The Aussie tax probably won't get us as badly as usual, but if it does, it's not going to be cheap. Yeah, that's a strange one. That one, the conversion. But anyway, we'll say 19.95 because I feel, but they actually haven't announced a local price. It's one of the few things where they have not announced a local price for it yet. So we'll wait and see, and it's supposed to be coming in the next couple of months. That is the one though that is the closest comparison I guess to PlayStation Plus Extra, which Extra works out to be 95 divided by 12 months works out to be on average $14 a month. So this is like you are paying more for this than what you'd be paying for PlayStation Plus Extra. Um, both models don't get day one launches apparently now, and it's just a matter of I guess for both companies a little bit, and this kind of fluctuates. I think it might end up being a game by game sort of basis. How long will it take for some of these new games to finally appear? When does Avowed show up? When does Hellblade show up? When does Astrobot show up on the PlayStation side? Those sort of things. Like when we have those sort of scenarios, we can kind of compare a little bit more. Right now, all we can kind of compare is dollars and cents. But you're right, yeah, Indiana Jones fits that bill as well. What do you think of that tier though, as a general sort of idea?
I mean, it's okay, I guess, but it's like you said. There's the big question mark around the whole day one.
Yeah.
Games. What is declared in their eyes as a day one release? That's what's the confusing part of it all. Is it first party? Is it something like Stalker 2 or something?
Oh yeah, that's another good example.
Because that is sort of exclusive for the first few months with Xbox. But then you ask that question,
yeah.
3 months. So is that declared as day one, or is it not a day one release? That's sort of there's sort of this what is it sort of thing. So I would
typical
say
Xbox, right? Vague.
Typical. Vague, very vague. Yes, communication. Yes, but is that communication great?
Nope.
Not really.
Also, we've had all of these press conferences where they say day one Game Pass, and now what do they have to put a little star next to those? It's just like the subtitle at the bottom says, but not new people.
T's and C's apply like every other business out there. Yeah, I don't think the whole day one thing is officially dead for Xbox.
$18.95 is what Game Pass Ultimate is currently going for here, so maybe that's the new price for. Yeah.
Well, that's a big downgrade if that's the case.
Well, Game Pass Ultimate now, to shift to that one, which I think is far more easy for people to understand because it's kind of what basically that model doesn't change at all. It is going up to $22.95 per month. Only an extra $3 a month, but $4 a month, but it adds up. But that service, that basically remains the same. You've got your online console multiplayer, you've got your limited console access, library access, you've got the member deals and discounts, you've got the Game Pass catalog, console and PC. So it is like if you pay for Game Pass Ultimate, you're getting PC Game Pass at the same time, which is its own separate tier if you're not an Xbox owner and just a PC person. You get the day one editions from Xbox, from Bethesda, from Activision, anything that's Game Pass in straight away, as well as perks and discounts from Games Library, EA Play, Riot Games benefits, and as you mentioned before, Xbox Cloud Gaming as well. I guess the only thing we really have discussed when it comes to this one is the $22.95 per month price. Is that too much, too little? How far can they push it before it becomes too much?
I don't know. I still think it's reasonable if you've ever seen the amount of games within that library. My sort of goal with this, so it's how much is it a month? Like a year, sorry. It's like 240, 250.
Got off the top
of my head.
I'll try and find it in the meantime. Keep going.
comes to it, so if it is 22, 23, it's roughly, give or take, well, now 240, 250. Oh, that's gone up. That's like $60 a year. That's a lot. But anyway, but the way I look at it, as long as I play, say, 5, 6 games from there, I've got my money's worth out of it. That's the way I look at it. I don't look at it as like, oh, this is too much, this, that. I mean, you can just cancel it and go buy games
Yeah.
if you want. There is that possibility too. But it's just one of those things. Like, you can keep complaining all you want, and your PlayStation fanboys can compare this, that, whatever. Great, you do that. But I think at the end of the day, as long as you play enough games to get your money's worth out of it, then so be it.
It doesn't look like you can't buy 12-month
No, not with
Xbox Game
Xbox.
Pass
No, it's stupid.
subscriptions. You can't buy them in gift cards. You can't buy them anyway. It's
Anything.
1 or 3 months, which I guess links to one of the things that's kind of developed out of all these changes. They're only letting you buy up to 13 months. Like, you can stack them, like a lot of people do. If there's a sale, for example, going back to my PlayStation Plus one, really should have bought it, but you can stack those subscriptions and let them build upon each other if you want. But they're only going to let you stack them up to 13 months. So, I mean, that's, I think, them kind of signaling that, hey, there's probably more of these price changes to come in the future. But we'll see there. Yeah, all the listing for Australia now, get the first 14 days for $1, then $22.95 per month in Aussie dollars from there.
14 days now. It used to be like the first 3 months at one stage. Or first month.
Yeah.
It was like a
It
dollar.
was, now it's just
Times
down to
have
14
changed.
days. So, times are changing. They used to be cool. They're not anymore. It's coming back to bite them on the ass.
They lie.
Yeah.
They lie right to our face. And we believed them. And they lied.
And then they lied. Phil,
How
you
dare
bastard.
they? Phil, Sarah, Matt,
Oh,
you three.
yeah.
I'm looking at you three.
You people.
You.
So, yeah, that's obviously the big one. In terms of the actual offerings, that obviously doesn't change. It's just the price around it. Yeah, how far do you reckon they can go? Like, hypothetically, especially if they're allowing 13 months, and then you won't that's the most you can stack them, and all that sort of stuff. That does indicate, I think, and also common sense would say prices are going to change in the future. How high can they go before it starts getting inaccessible
Ugly?
for more people? Yeah, or not even that, actually. Yeah, before it just starts getting ugly.
I would say anywhere near the $30 mark and up.
Yeah, okay.
If you put it at $40 a month, people are just gonna go, no way. You could just buy a game instead of paying $40 a month, because that's what, $480 if you do that. That's quite a lot.
It's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money.
I could see it. No, I guess I'm thinking about myself as a use case now. Part of my thing was also finances are tight at the moment, so that's why I was. That was also part of my decision to actually cancel Game Pass in the first place. But my thinking is that, like, assuming that wasn't the case, just assuming I was normal gamer who happily been ponying up for this for years, but okay, I've got my limits. What are they? You said 30. Yeah, I think 30's. I could probably even tolerate, and I know it's like me just tossing a number. I could even see like 33 up to 35 being okay, simply because one brand new release game these days costs $120.
120. Yeah,
Xbox,
that's fair.
Xbox has embraced that as well. So, and their whole goal, and you can kind of see PlayStation's working towards the same thing as well. They're working towards this goal of, on average, having one new first party game per quarter. So, obviously, not every single one of those is going to be for every single gamer, but if you are that hardcore Xbox person, you're probably gonna, you probably would have, in the absence of Game Pass, gone and bought the 4 games of each, each quarter of the year. Most years, if not all, most years, and so you're spending, 440, 480 potentially, if they're all 120. They're not always, but if 120 times 4, $480, maybe 440 on average. Per year, 35 per month checks out in that sort of ballpark. 40 technically does, but again, I think that's getting really ugly. unless game prices themselves go up in the meantime. But they've only recently done that, and it took
Oh,
20 years for them to do that in the first place. So I don't see
just
that
a,
changing anytime soon.
I say, just imagine if a game cost $150. I'll just go. I'm just gonna stop playing games, or go get the get my old GameCube and start buying GameCube games because they'll be more affordable than a brand new game.
And you can just listen to that boot up sound effect. It's awesome.
Yes, two of them, the two sound effects that they
Well,
have, the
yeah,
secret
sorry, yeah,
one.
good one. So yeah, I think I could tolerate it up to that 35 sort of ballpark. I would, I would see it hitting 30. I could see it taking a little while before it hits 30 anyway. We've got another $7 still for them to travel before they get there.
So,
But
as long as they don't buy any more studios, we should be fine. But we probably know they're going to buy another studio.
I could see him get. I mean, maybe a studio, a publisher though. I don't see him doing for a while because I could see the league. They struggled to get Activision done. If they go for something else after that, they might be in a bit of a
They might
tight
be a bit
spot.
of trouble. Yes.
But yeah. So I think 30 makes it work okay because you do that per quarter. Okay, it's $90 per quarter. That's less than the cost of one brand new Xbox game. Typically, again, games like Hellblade excluded. Um, so I can deal with it. But yeah, it starts getting a little bit ugly after that, and I can see people really starting to drop off. And of course, convert that to your local thing if you're from somewhere overseas. Keep in mind, we're Aussie dollars. Our dollary dues are way more expensive than yours.
Yes. Everything's expensive. Not just yes, our dollary dues expensive. Everything in Australia expensive dollary dues.
Yeah,
We're almost going the Zimbabwean way. We're gonna have ourselves the $200 note soon. You watch.
I could get around that, save a bit of time. Well, no, it wouldn't because I don't pay with cash. But anyway, and the final one, not that we need to address
Yeah.
it much, is Game Pass for PC, $13.95 now. So it's gone up $3. But also PC gamers got a bit of themselves a bit of a steal with Game Pass there. I know that not every single Xbox game that's on Game Pass comes to PC Game Pass, but also you've got Steam with crazy discounts all the time on top of that. So
Oh yeah.
and Epic giving everything away. I don't understand the people who lose their minds over having lots of different storefronts on their PC because they're all just apps that you can close them whenever you want. But anyway, those people have the opportunity to go to multiple different stores and cherry pick the games at the price they want and pay next to nothing for the whole PC experience.
That's the reason why most PC games get released a year later because PC gamers are stingy bastards.
Oh my god, yeah.
I can agree on that because I myself do that as well.
Well,
I
they spend
saw
all their money on their high-end PC in the first place, and then they're like, okay, now I've got to save the money, so I'll
and
just
they're
not pay for
and
games.
they're probably the idiots too that buy those silly microtransaction cosmetics in battle royale games too, and wonder where all their money's going. It's
Or
going to
Genshin.
something you cannot sell. So congratulations, morons.
So those are all of the Game Pass tiers now. What are you thinking when you kind of, I guess, think about what Game Pass is offering across its? We'll ignore PC for now, because PC gamers can be ignored. They're four tiers, or three tiers, sorry. Because their console Game Pass one is going to evaporate. It would have been the middle between standard and ultimate. It's now disappearing. When you compare this to PlayStation Plus, what do you think?
I think it's sort of the same method. You got your bottom two tiers, which are not that great, and your best one is the top one, the most expensive one.
Yeah. Well, your best one, I guess, is offering two different things though. I would still say the best, and people have used this whole best deal in gaming thing. And keep in mind, PlayStation shill everybody. Like that's abundantly clear in the background here. If you're listening to the audio version, go check out the video version on YouTube. But Xbox Game Pass Ultimate is absolutely the best deal in gaming because it's when you compare that to what premium is for PlayStation, it's still night and day. PlayStation's offering you classic games, and sorry, there's Nintendo Switch Online, but
I was gonna say, how dare you? How
but
dare you
I
miss
guess
the
I guess the nature of what you're getting though, a bit like so. I
Yeah.
would be making the comparison of premium or deluxe versus Nintendo Switch Online. And Game Pass is a separate thing because Game Pass is still that Netflix one. The new releases are going to be there. You don't get new releases very often with a deluxe or a Nintendo Switch Online sort of thing. It's
I
all
mean,
about retro games coming back and that sort of thing, which is cool because Xbox doesn't really have that history that they can dredge up
no.
anymore. They don't have much of a history anyway, but they
Well,
also have already thrown
you
it
could
all on
probably,
back compat.
yeah, you could say too. There's sort of like a 10-year period there where they didn't have a lot of first-party games
Yeah,
between, the Don Matric disastrous of E3 to what do we say about 2 years ago? It was
yeah,
basically no first-party games. If they were first-party games, it was either Halo or Gears of War.
or Forza.
That was it. Or
Yeah,
Forza. They were the three. Nothing else. Where you got on the Sony side of things, I know we go. You had like what, Last of Us, God of War, Days Gone,
Uncharted,
Ratchet and Clank. I'm missing one. Spider Man, of
Spider
course.
Man,
Spider Man, big one. Crash
Horizon,
Team Racing. Horizon. There's another. I was gonna say
Gran
Crash
Turismo.
Team Racing, Gran Turismo. See, already 7, 8 right there.
Yeah, and we
You
missed a
can
lot
put
of
the
them.
order in.
So
There's a lot too. Yeah, there's a heap.
a lot of them have
I can't think.
sequels too. So like it's just you double that up, triple it up in some cases. So it's
Uncharted. There we go. There's another
yeah,
one.
Uncharted. Yeah. So the list just kind of keeps going. It's been pretty crazy, and Xbox just hasn't had that. So yeah, it's a tricky sort of space at the moment. But yeah, I think a lot of it depends on what you want. Like if you don't really care about day one exclusives, then don't go running out for Game Pass Ultimate in the first place. Maybe get the what are they calling it, standard now, and then cherry pick and buy the games that you want. Maybe you're not crazy about every single exclusive that's coming to the platform. Then it's probably not worth the money. And then you're basically just living the life of a PlayStation person anyway at that stage because you've already got your classic titles because Xbox has done a great job of getting their library up for years, in terms of the backwards compatibility and all those sorts of things. And presumably they're going to top it up with some Activision stuff in the near future anyway once they kind of do all that they need to do now that they've finally bought them. So you're kind of saving a little bit there, and then you can just buy what you want. It's basically the life of a PlayStation or Nintendo gamer for the most part. So
Yes, but the one thing that Xbox can do that makes fun of PlayStation in Australia, I should say, we can play 360 games, whereas we can't play PS3 games. Even though
yeah,
they're trying to figure out a way to get PS3
seems
games.
like it's a case by case thing these days. But yeah, in terms of reporting I'm hearing, it sounds like they're just kind of one game at a time going, all right, we'll tick this box and we'll tick this box and we'll tick this box and then we'll start putting them out. But we'll see how we go. That's going to be a cool announcement though when that comes.
When that
That's
happens, yeah, they're in trouble. With all those good PS3 games.
Yeah.
Be classic.
Any other thoughts on Game Pass pricing?
Oh, not really. It's just, as the old saying goes, it is what it is. And if you don't
Indeed.
like it, just cancel it. It's not
Just
that
cancel
hard.
it.
It's a very easy. It's a very easy thing to do. I did it once. I did it with my Adobe pack, my Adobe Creative Suite once. It cost like $80 a month. I thought I'm canceling it, and
That's
it was trying to
crazy.
harass me. I know. Oh, it's probably worse now. This was about 2-3 years ago. It's like, are you sure you want to cancel? Yes. Here, have a discounted price for a few months. No thanks. Are you sure? Yes.
Is that like the Creative Cloud?
Yes, that's the Creative Cloud. That's with everything and all that. I thought it is by far the greatest thing I've ever done by cancelling my Adobe subscription. I don't want to know what it is now. It'd be something stupid.
Creative Cloud all apps,
Yep.
$88.
Oh, that's like almost. That is $1,000 a year.
It makes me appreciate being a teacher because I don't pay a cent for it.
I know. If you're in the education system, you pay absolute donut. I will say donuts. You get it for free for educational purposes, as they call it.
Yeah, which I don't. I make all of our hype checks on the Adobe Suite, and then I don't use it for anything else. I should, but we'll get
There you go.
Well, on that note, we'll wrap things up. Yeah, obviously the Game Pass conversation will continue. It feels like Xbox is not having a lot of big wins this year though. Between the exclusives that are not becoming exclusives anymore, and talk of more of them on the way, canceling, shutting down studios. It's been a rough year for them, but they've announced some cool games. They've got some cool games on the way. Maybe they just need to keep waiting until they launch.
And also, he's adding there too. Their absolute diverted the answer of, why do you close those 4 studios for? The absolute.
Oh, look, a dog.
No, I'm not gonna say. No, I was gonna say something stupid. I'm not gonna say it.
Okay, well, we'll ignore
I'll
that
say
one.
I'll say it after the recording because it could get us in trouble if I say
Oh,
it.
oh, okay. Well, on that note, I'm going to speed things up so I can hear about it. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. Episodes are patched. There's gameplay videos that we'll put out. As I mentioned, there's hype checks and other shorts that we put out as well. Go check out all the stuff there. Visit the website, player2.net.au for reviews, previews, opinion pieces, news, features, links to the podcast series, Patch, the Player 2 Pixelcast, and eventually Dev Diary. I don't know, I need to find some time. It's been like 8 weeks. It's getting ugly. I've never had a break before, and now it's been gone for 2 months. We're on Patreon, patreon.com/player2au, kicking a few bucks there, help support what we're doing. And finally, there's Twitter, Matto.
Matto_Phil.
Paul James Games for myself. The website's player2au. And until next time, have a good one. We'll see you later. I had nothing.